Heroes channel. It will be descriptions as well. Subscribe to my channel. Also subscribe to the Mighty Heroes. It will be just and not only for me, but the crew. One shout out to them too. Shout out to you guys. The reason why you guys are the best because you support my year's content in our community. So yeah, let's get started of another episode of 27.
Rev up your motors, it's time to ignite. Strapping heroes, we're taking the fight. Season 5 and we're ready to soar. We'll bring the action like never before. Mighty heroes. Rev up your motors, it's time to ignite. Strapping heroes, we're taking the fight. Season 5 and we're ready to soar. We'll bring the action like never before. Mighty heroes rise tonight. Flames of justice burning bright. Through the shadows we will go. Guardians of the world we know. Evil shaking, they know what's near. Our courage loud, they can't ignore the fear. We charge ahead with our blazing will. The mighty stand and time stand still. It's not just power, it's the heart inside. Unity blazing and worlds collide. Villains crumble when
Sorry about this thing, everybody. I know this thing get really crazy, but I will fix it. But welcome back to another episode of that. We're gonna have to start this intro once again next time. Blah blah blah. But we are back for this one. And again, I want to apologize for this one. But we are back. Episode 27. Got a lot of things to talking about. I know this thing is acting really stupid, and I can't even see this coming by here. So, anywho, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody doing so good so far. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see. Got Colin. What's going on? God damn, his brother Colin there. So yeah, a few days ago, well, before I do you guys on someone to sign again, make a game. Shamer here. Let's see who is that. Oh, Freddy Con's Crowns. What's going on? Okay. So, another updates we're gonna be talking about is Power Rangers, dinosaurs, Superman, Marvel, all that upcoming and student update news, and especially patches and more. Even though we still are the Power Rangers community, and not only for that, the dinosaurs community, Marvel fans, DC, uh, other franchise, you name it, including Dragon Ball Z, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighters, let's get started, and we might do a tiers too, because a while back we've been talking about this. So yeah, let's get started. What's like a search thing for this thing? Hopefully next time this thing uses it, I probably will use back to string bag out, or I'll probably use this again. And again, my computer's is really messed up. I gotta guess. It's not my computer's messed up. It's the storage that I don't like. And I didn't. I was for that. But anywho, we got a lot of news to talking about. A lot of news to talking about. We got a lot of news to talking about because of this. Blah, blah, blah. Now, we didn't get with Tipless, but we do have some up news of this. I'm gonna pop this up, and we heard a lot of people, including that, talking about some creep with the reboot. Even though I still excited for this, but when we get to the news, and then we got information about this. The Power Rangers reboot, that my friends very excited about it. As soon as I find out with this, we'll talk about some serious crazy stuff. But we do know there are filming in Canada and London. Because the reason why that, because the budget. Because 20 years ago, or 20 something years ago, before that and that, it used to be that, but now things changed now, and they go back to Canada. And I believe they went to Canada a few years ago, a few years back, 2017 Power Rangers. And I gotta agree, there are certain people, including my friends, and some of them I had to disagree because the Neo Saban, and as a kid I used to love it, but I'm not even the biggest fan of that. Well, it's not the franchise, it's just the storylines that I don't like. Friday's best doesn't mean the day is not any good. So, no, Assen is doing talking doing that. So, yeah, let's start it. I'm sorry, I've just had a little, sorry, had an issue with my computer, but at least I can use my tablet. Also, shout out to him and shout out to everybody, especially shout out to Mega Power Zero. People from Brazil for up in their news. Shout out to you guys over there. Upcoming news for this one. I would really like for this one because we're going to basis talking about this too. I gotta exercise. I know I said I'm going to exercise, but I've seen people been losing a lot of weight of community posts on a YouTube community post, and that's what I need to do because I'm gonna have to take a picture, but I can't post it until afterwards, until 2 months later when like you'll see the whole body when how transformed. I mean, you burn around the calories up too, so that's will be surprisable. You'll see me with the smooth, powerful muscle. Not that muscle. Well, we'll start having pads like superhero. Yeah. Hey, always. All right. So Disney Plus Power Rangers series will be filming in Vancouver. And you guys probably noticed it was in Canada. So there are a few movies that they film in Canada, and that's Descendants, Zombies 4, no, Zombie franchise from Disney. The 2017 Power Rangers is unlikely that almost half of us don't like and why it messed up. But I'm gonna have to start doing a tier list of this, revealing not reveal but ranking on this about how stupid is this thing. But I would expect people to think about that. But let's get started for this one. A documentary released by Productions Weeklies have revealed more details about the new Power Ranger series that will. So hold on, let me see if I can get you guys edged up of this, so you guys we can read that the article. We can read the article. You guys can read that because there's a lot of stuff that we talk, a lot of stuff that we need coming up. That would be up news. So hold on, this camera really messed up again. There we go. Should have done that before, but here we go. All right, so where am I? Yes. Release it on Disney Plus. That's when I left off. Production weakness at description servers that provide details and information on ongoing the pre-production films and TV show series has once again prepared details of the new Power Rangers series. So they basically give us a lot of information, but half of us, like one of the members said it's going to be production 2077. Well, we will be decided for that. But for me, I will try to do it as possible I could. Hopefully, I should have done that. But I was too busy getting this thing done. But last last July, the website revealed that filming for the new Power Rangers series will take place in UK, United Kingdom, and introduced with Dane Stocks and Jonathan Isberg, who was confirmed to be Disney and Hasbro. An update version of document from May May 14th revealed that filming will be taking places of Renon, Vancouver, Canada, And the location rising knows for the hosting of hundreds of productions, what remains unclear to me. However, all filming has been moved to the new location, or it will, if it will be a second set alongside the UK. So they based it on this information, and wait, there we got that one. So that is what is today? What is today? That was yesterday. So I paired away. I want to give it a shout out to these guys once again. So Perry, you see the figures about it, right? But that we'll be excited about. But the thing about it is, we all do know that we get very excited for this one for one figure. I've heard, and precisely they're gonna be start filming it that takes place, and it does remind you of the '95 movie of this one a little bit. You know, on the way 2017 Power Rangers, bad writing for that. And I know a lot of us didn't like it because we all know that we ain't gonna allow back. And before that, Paramount that's what them. Now it may I'm gonna be honest, it may not be for the reboot, but it will be from the movie because I remember years ago Lionsgate used to make them, and that was bad. So hopefully, if I getting a chance, we might do it with Paramount, Warner Brothers, and including MGM. But that would be the third one. And again, I wish I could share soon for you guys so you guys can check it out. But unfortunately, I can't because my computer this is acting up. I don't know what's going on. It's really bothering me out. What? Uh, but at the most part, that's all we got for today. I wish we had another Mason more to talk about. And then we got Playmates. I still had Playmates. I was gonna get the Tiger and the Blaster that a few of my friends that I see on that, and also shout out to the Constable Free Review, Ranger Review, YouTube dude, aka Thomas, aka Constable Review, Review. Um, so yeah, we got upcoming movies coming up. The He-Man. Yeah, because our parents grew up watching all of that. See, well, my mom was the Tiger. Anyways, sure. And they're finally doing that because even though they were finally bringing the franchise back, but making the suit and the stories that what this man came from, That is the reason why. Yeah. Now, when I first Mortal Kombat, the second one is looks pretty good. Now it does bring back the characters from '95 movie, even though it does makes better than usually damage, but it's better. It's not as great, but it's actually better. You know, I will give this a 9 out of 10, but I will give it a review about about the how I think about this movie in the video about Mortal Kombat for non spoiler work. Because again, in the '90s, they used to tell you all the time, all about it too. When new movies coming out, and nobody know what spoiler is, and they don't even care about it. They just want to know what the movie's about. You're supposed to tell them. When they ask you, you're supposed to tell them about it at that time. And I want to be honest, they did. And for my honest opinion, nowadays they don't want to tell you because it's spoilers. But back then, they used to tell you anything, and there's no such thing as that. Now you can't, cause, but still we don't care because we only know that people still telling them sometimes they doing some. That's it. That's the parents that we all go out with it, having experiments of movie theaters. I might have to watch that movie again. I didn't get a chance to watch it with my mom, but I do remember that DVD. I didn't even know if she had it. But the good thing I make this, but I will show you guys that we got a lot of fan projects coming by there. Um, so yeah, this came by here. I remember I saw my staff at work of this new project. They literally love it. Some of them just went down there, but again, that's what it is. But I do love the project that I really did so far. But you guys want to check it out? Please do, because this came out just yesterday. And also, I want to shout out to the two people who did the voice for me. I wish we mention me. I will give you guys tell you what they're based it about. But here it is. I will tell you guys that before we get there. If you guys want to check it out, please do. This is the second part. This is the first part, and the second and got that one. The second part, and oh my goodness! And I literally got 128. One next thing I would probably get like I don't know, 1K. But literally will hit it super hard. Just when you know. But that was super fast. Like I just got finished by impersonating and wow, I just really got it. But it hits 19 minutes on there, so the music does hits hard and it almost reminds you of the Sunshine vibe, but mixed with the city music. So wow. Dramatic enough that some sound sad songs a little bit. Some of them I like to aspire by that to make it like some scenes, some action 60s. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, it came out yesterday. The Power Ranger Super Legend, the Legend of Five, go to the character. And you guys probably know I voice Mason Trumer, the young Mason Trumer. And you guys don't know, I've been explaining you guys for that, but I will do that anyway. It takes place from way before the Mighty Morphin from '93, and this came from Super Legend, but it's also from flashback from show from back then, and it took us way back 26 years ago before Mighty Morphin, before '93, and it took us back for 65 something years ago when Power Rangers is still here, because it's been here for decades, been passing from generation, been passing generation, because it has been created by one legend, and then four rangers of his own team came by here. They created it. They created the Master Morphers. Then they created the Morpher Masters, and I'm at the Morpher Wave. And they also created the element signs with all types of elements: fire, water, storm, wind, forest, earth, thunder, light, metal, energy. Um, there was a whole bunch of elements, used to be elements, all of that, but it all split into five sets. And then the game will be based on a game, and then the movie will be based on a game. So it's going to be bringing back characters, and then we team up with their characters from the past, team up with new Rangers, like that. But this one, part two, it takes us places from beginning part one, when from Super Legend, the Legend of Five. This takes place from RPM, because it's about a vengeance. First vengeance from a different world planet, an Empirus, before Karma got ruined, and I think it's around late '80s. I think the late '80s, '90s, and then something really happened there, and something's going on. She turned out to be a woman, and she was very young. But before that, he was dating like Mason Jr. and I'm playing was dating like few girls, but his older brother Harry, that is Scott's uncle. That's Harry, Scott's uncle. That's Mason. Now those two, if you guys don't know any of that, those guys remind you guys of RPM, but Mason and Harry Mason used to be Ziggy, but he was inspired by Ziggy, Billy, Ethan, and Tommy. He was inspired by them. Well, this one inspired by Jobby and a few other characters. This one inspired by a few other ones. I'm taking some elements to it. So this is based on Super Legend of the one that I created, but it's a flashback back then of the original, way before 1993 of Mighty Morphin Team. Way before Jason, Zach, Billy, Trini, and Kimberly. And Jason, Billy, Zach, Billy, Trini, and Kimberly, and Tommy. Way before them. They know Zonon more than these guys were, because Zonon and Alpha told them the story, who he really was, and what he came from before he was what he became or but he survived, but his head is still here. But we didn't know what happened to the body. But this will tell you exactly that I'm gonna use it in the comic books, that I'm using elements, and it tells you exactly the same story apart. I think it's around that original story. They told them the story of this, of the beginning, and yeah, I was originally want to do that. Take place from the beginning and then pass into the 1960s. Two Rangers, and then they all split it up, got their power source, and then they met the Ally. Well, I mean, they already had a base, had their own base, but it also connects to all Power Rangers from each base of worlds, and it teleported, including planets and allies too. They team up with superheroes like Space Star Sportsman, other one from the other galaxy planet, Mass Rider, including Batman too. Well, they called itself the Bright Knight with Batman and Robin. That's when I'm gonna start adding to it. Cause can you imagine? Sorry, can you imagine if we added this one like they did with Batman and? Cause I remember I seen a couple years ago they're bringing back two legendary actors who plays in Live Resident 69 can't be one. While while Green Hornet is actually serious. And it's pretty cool that I can cool wow Capuan. It does remind me of Warner Combat and Sweet First for a bit, but campy, but the right way. Recognizable, but you know how it is. They like the way it is, but we will start doing a vote soon as possible we could, so we can make this recognizable, make this serious. Like Sweet Flutterway, Sentai Vine a little bit, but it's gonna be all original, fully original, but we're gonna do practical. Like they did back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, because we got to start working that to it. We're not going to do it because I remember back then, movies used to be practical, and some of them is, all of them is really practical. Screen cram in it, but all practical. Few of the half of the of effects. That's what we're gonna do. So yeah. But back to this. This is the story how you know he became the Red Ranger from Cheetah Beast, and after that he began to Red. Yes, back in earlier '70s, he was the Red Cheetah Ranger, the legend, and then from that he came from the Cheetah Beast Ranger of this, the Red Eagle Ranger. Damn, I'm starting to doing a creation. Met two members, and then in the '80s they turned out to be something. But his vengeance is not an on and one. It's been here for a long, long time since then. This is before Vengeance came along. It's been here for decades, even a long time. He came here for a long time, even though the spirits of his father and mother taught to him, realized everything. And the reason why, and this series that I wasn't, I forgot what episode I did. I think it's Endgame. There we go. It was an Endgame episode of RPM because his spirit of his mom and dad and the other ones trying to tell him something, comfort them about that because he wanted to make his dad and his mom proud. because his mom and dad was Rangers. Because his mom and his dad were Rangers too. His two brothers, his three brothers, is actually Rangers, and could because Scott's uncle was actually a Ranger too. They used to be because they want to make their grandson and make him proud to you know take a tour of the city. So yeah, so yeah, but I do even though it does had a little issue. And again, the reason why it took so long because of the tablet, I would have preferred iPad instead because I would have worked pretty fast. But what it is, and I work harder to get this thing done as possible for you guys. But that's how it is. But in the third one, I will explain about the third one, give you a hint about it. Not gonna tell you specifically, but I will tell you about the third one. I will tell you about the third one. What team did we actually going to team up with? I only picked two, and I couldn't other allies. Can't tell you who's going to be returned and why Vesson, but it's going to be good, and it's going to be really going to be material. But only this time it's going to be towards teenagers and adults, just like they did back in Disney era days when Disney used to bought when Disney used to bought Power Rangers and it goes way dark because Time Force, I think they went dark from a little dark from but they, and then it got a little goofy. And then second half of Turtle, it got back to material tone, went to dark, all the way down here to in space through RPM, because that's what the you know, Depth series, dark tones, a lot accent, more accent. That's how we all wanted storytelling and more action, even though it does tremendous. But I'll tell you, it will be super good and hard, hidden hard. That the audience will definitely would have watched it every time. They would definitely watch this because it would take back, but it's all really going to be the original. But it will some use some sentence like once and always did, because once and always because when I first once and always 3 years ago, it's literally I watched it so many times and I got very excited. This is the reason why. So yeah. Now I will tell you the real reason why I released it late. Originally, before that, last year I was supposed to get that done as possible, but I did had that script finished of last year in between November, and I was supposed to have few people to be in there doing a voice. Couldn't find them, and maybe I didn't even have time, so I had to delay it and wait to start this project. And I was originally want to do so many voices because I couldn't even scream as hard as like Japan of Asian people from martial arts movies, and I couldn't even scream like Jerome Bunker and few actors like Raisin because of the voice too. I tried to do that once because I don't want my voice to be going, but I wanted to hit it super hard. I want to so hard. I've been trying to do it for years. And wow, I wanted to hit very good. I did it one time when I went over their area, with a clue, and I test the voice and more and I hit it super hard. I don't know how hard did I got, but it does hit them shock, and it really shocked them, and they're really impressed too. So maybe not will get a voice, and hopefully I will definitely hit it hard by screaming, raising the screaming to Ray for Assen. But it was supposed to be last year, and we had, and ABO was supposed. I want, had wanted him to do the voice, and I waited for him, and long, and I know we had a lot of history with it, but it's all good. But at the time of months ago, we wanted my friends wanted him and LSC community. That's what I worked. They are really excited for him. I mean, I tried to have him to come by here, but maybe the Nuremberg we will have. It always will be a chance. But I will give him a shout out too for that too. I will give him a shout out to do because even though we're trying to have him, because people will be busy with their own stuff. Because but only this time we probably with the group, it's not going to be White Benson. Well, I mean, it's not going to be that. You know how it is. We wanted to take in elements of the Power Rangers Super Legend because the logos that I made a few years ago is really based on the game, based on the logo of the game, of the trailer. But in sorry. Like I was saying, it's taking place on that's an audio book that I created an idea of the flashback original Rangers, same version of Rangers that actually played way before the White Wolf took us team is that's what that it would be based on original classic same version of Rangers with flashback and all that stuff. Because we know how people like the classic stuff who grew up with watching TVs like the Railroad, Dinosaur, and all that. We wanted to do something like that, but we wanted to make this story was good and make sure it's dark. We wanted to make it like Green Hornet, for example, because when I watched Green Hornet from '66, like the show came from the same year as Batman. Those shows that has some series on it, and that's what we're trying to do is to make it kind of like this, Shintai Man, Shinko style, series modes. It's gonna be dark and same between the teenagers and us. It's gonna be moments of that, the Green Hornet style from '66, because this is there's gonna be good. There's gonna be some moments like that because we want to, this series of this, and it's gonna be based on that. Because Green Hornet is the only series character. I guess the reason that Batman turned like that up on the sponge, maybe he got the hook. Who knows? But I guess it has a real. But all I know for sure is part three of the short film is the man is going to be short on a long film based on a movie. It's going to be an episode on a movie, but it's going to be good. It's going to be super cool. I can tell you guys that. superstars, YouTube stars, who you name it. But for me, that would be called like a cast of new superstars. First one, the cast called Money Hero Superstars, or Money Hero Stars. First, Money Hero Stars. Cast. Second, Money Heroes also settled to them to our new Money Heroes, first Money Hero Superstars of Canvas and the Movie Fan Heroes. Shout out to these two guys. This is actually his first time being this part of the media. First time actually being in it, because he's been doing this for a long time. But now, being a superstar himself, too. I've been so into it, and I want to get this really shout out to these guys right here. The superstar, Money Hero Star. I'm going to have to make a post later on for this for the superstar, Money Hero Star, or the YouTube star. And what's my three going to do? It was originally going to be we're doing for a YouTube series. And we're trying to figure it out so much. But we're still doing it for YouTube. Posting on there, getting connection, going there. So yeah, I explained about this Return of Zion Part 2. And yeah, you guys love it very much. You guys deserve a lot of credit what you guys did. I'm very honored to have with these two guys over there on the new Money Heroes Superstars. The first Money Heroes Stars cast by Movie Fan and Canvas, aka Alton Fan Heroes Fan Media. Alton Fans Fan Media. We're gonna have it maybe on this one. You know, my friends one. Right down there. Let's see what I'm excited for that. But you know what? We are really excited to see them right here. So we got the new superstar here. That's all good. That's all good. And personally, I am starting so I want to go for YouTube. That's all good and good, actually. I don't want to exaggerate, give you credit for that. I mean, you deserve a lot of credit for that, too. I'll see you tomorrow. And then, hey, well, I guess I'll listen to it. You know, I guess it's already in here. Yeah, shout out to him. I know he couldn't get over there because of his thing, but it's all good. Even though, and also get the shout out to the new superstar here, the Money Heroes first stars of all time, alongside Victoria's, aka Blue, and two, United Universe Fan Media Center. That's all I'm going to pronounce it. A long word, but that's what we're going to be calling it for the most part. Shout out to these guys. And again, if you guys want to check them out, and also happy birthday, that's why I like that this time. You know, even though check it out, please do. I mean, we couldn't even have a review of it, but we will check it out tomorrow. I'll probably do a review, but I won't be able to after the game tonight. I gotta go over there to you. It's a lesson. Because I know a lot of people have been. Yeah, so yeah. Godzilla versus Power Ranger. You know, years ago, it really irritates me very much. I almost wanted to disagree with. Yes, you know, he is a client named, Holster, friend of mine who is also Joey's Holster. But he's also a cool dude. Really quiet. And I respect his opinion to be honest. You know, him and I are still cool. And I used to be over there every time and join him. You know, he always asked me that. I didn't get a chance to, but I did have a comic book somewhere. You know, Holster is actually, Holster Marvel fan. I mean, he's not a DC fan, he's a Marvel fan. But Holster, I used to go to his channel every time, and I really respect his opinion for that. So yeah, shout out to Holster. Check his channel here. It's been years since I been in his channel twice. Great dude. You know, he's really, really, respectful, smuffly dude. Yeah, I used to go to his channel a lot. Well, I used to be in his swing years ago. Like more than twice too. Yeah, shout out to this guy and pray to the Lord. So yeah, sorry, I was thinking of looking for something, but anyways, we'll we'll end it off here because I know certain people that, but I will definitely get a shout out to these guys right here, the new superstars here. Shout out to these guys, and also shout out to the birthday boy will be coming up in June, and also another birthday coming up. What is today again? On the 18th and the 7th. No, it's the second on the first for Iger, and then another birthday from this month. So I'm gonna have to give him a really birthday shout out to him, because I used to get birthday shout out to these guys. A lot of shout out to them. So anyway, let's give it a lot of shout out to Colin and Brandon from LAC. Friend of Con's Classroom, Iger. Shout out to these guys. Also, shout out to the new superstar of Movie Fan and Kevius, aka for the team. I am part of that too. Shout out to Karis from Reunited Ultraverse Fan Media. The two first superstars from Mighty Heroes cast. Shout out to these guys, and also congratulate them, because they deserve a credit. They deserve a lot of credit, even though we're perfect, but again, they deserve a lot of credit, because we be based on making kind of like Green Hornet from 66 or Batman from 66, so from elements of that, but making dark tone. For example, like Green Hornet did. And it went serious moments like dark tone on the show. And I love it. So, anywho, before we go, and we always do that, it's go time to done. It's morphin' time. Tyrannosaurus! Ha! Tiger Break! Green Ranger, and also Dino Beast! Tiger Freak, Green Ranger! Yeah. The reason why we doing that, because we inspired by each game, also inspired by that for Believe Yourself It's More for Time. Also, we also inspired by JDF, Jason Deborah Franks, the legendary Green Ranger of all times that we all love. Rest in peace, but his legacy was still in alongside Stan Lee, who also making comments, making it believe for the fans. And we got another one. Care about the fans, support for the fans, and get the fans what they want. Brian Gordon, aka yourself, the last CGI of Hasbro. Rest in peace. We got Walt Disney, and Walt Disney, who also a legend, Wake Up Magic, Believe It Up, Magic, Believe in Dreams. Also, last person I read, Tim Turner, you guys probably know, Cartoon Network guy, and also person of MGM. You can't forget about that. Rest in peace. But the legacy will always still be continued, and I will be posting on a community post of rest in peace for the guy. But yeah, shout out to you guys, and shout out to everybody for this week episode. We'll be coming up with a new episode. Well, new updates, I meant. If we heard something about it, of upcoming movies and stuff, we'll probably do a review on that. We'll talk about it on the podcast and what we thinking about it. So yeah, that will be very excitable that we all see the trailer of that. If you guys hear some Mortal Kombat, I will start doing a review on it and see what I think about it. I will have a chance because, again, since I got finished doing that, I'll probably get back to reviewing that. After that, I will still continue doing fanboys. After that, I gotta still continue that script writing again. So yeah, shout out to you guys. And this is your host, Jamal Owens. Also, shout out to you guys. Reason why you guys are the best, because you're the greatest, because you support my content in the community for the past 3 years. If you guys are a huge fan of Mighty Heroes, please over there go watch our channel. Also, if you guys want to check it out, our channel, Mighty Heroes channel, please go in there for production. Please go check it out. Part 1 and Part 2 of The Legend of Mason Trumer, Power Rangers Super Legend, Return of Audience series of my first audience series that I'm adapting from the Super Legend of the original story of the flashback story for Mighty Morphin of 1993. So it's like I said, it's based on that. So go check it out, and I'll show you this once again. If you guys are a huge fan of it, also you guys are a huge fan of it. Also, you guys don't miss it. That also go check it out by yesterday. You don't want to miss it. For part 2, if you guys want to see the second one, Go check it out. And it's already loaded. And yeah. And it's hits, and it's very good. It's even good in SWW Word. So yeah, this is your host, Jamal Warris, aka Shamer Power Ranger here. It's a host, and also subscribe it to me, and also subscribe it to the Mighty Heroes cast, Mighty Heroes members. So go subscribe it to these guys and see the upcoming new coming up. So yeah. And just remember, be strong, brave yourself, and prepare for battle. And I'll catch you guys next week and the 28th episode of Season 5 Mighty Heroes podcast. And I'll catch you guys later on.